Welcome, Solid Source. It's Derek Barnadoe here, and today I want to talk with everyone about the Appraisal Gap Clause, and not the Appraisal Gap Clause that you have access to in FMLS Remind Docs Plus. This special stipulation was written by Seth Weissman. So if you're watching this video and you're a Solid Source agent, you have access to the best appraisal gap special stipulation on the market today in your FMLS Remind Docs Plus. But that special stipulation is not the one that I really want to talk about. I want to talk about some of the variations of that special stipulation that can cause major problems in a transaction, especially if a property doesn't appraise, because that's when the special stipulation will really be scrutinized. And so I know in general, none of us like to think about worst case. But when it comes to special stipulations, I want us to think about what if that property does not appraise, because that is when this special stipulation is really going to come into play. So I'm going to just go over the first one here, and it says if the buyer shall pay $25,000 over the appraised value, not to exceed the purchase price of $425,000. So I can tell you, having received calls about this type of special stipulation, that if the property doesn't appraise, the buyer thinks they're going to simply tack on $25,000 and that will be their new purchase price. The problem with that is that this special stipulation can be viewed as a formula for calculating the purchase price. We don't want to do that, especially if you're with a seller. We want to stay far away from any special stipulation that looks like it could be a formula for the purchase price. So this special stipulation, I would strongly encourage you to never use if you are working with a seller and you receive an offer with a very short appraisal gap clause in it, not the one that Seth Weissman provided. I'm going to encourage you to encourage that seller to counter, to remove the special stipulation that was proposed and to replace it with the special stipulation that you have access to. Now, another special stipulation that is a variation of the gap clause, and I'm going to go ahead and read this along with you. If the property appraises for less than the purchase price, buyer shall pay the difference. There's no cap here, so the issue is pretty obvious, but you would be amazed how many offers can be drafted with a buyer's agent that may very quickly just jot down the stipulation. Maybe they work at another real estate company and they don't have a special stipulations library as readily available for them. So the problem with this special stipulation is that there is no cap, and unless the buyer truly has unlimited resources, they truly can't purchase the property if it appraises for significantly less. So I know the special stip by Seth Weissman is a very healthy paragraph, but I want to strongly encourage you to use that special stipulation. There's enough information here to protect everybody. There's a cap. There is a number of days for the buyer to terminate, so it's not open-ended. So hope that this information helps, and until next time, we hope you have an awesome day.